everybody, it's Melissa
and Stephanie,
and today we're bringing you guys our very first Q&A Tuesday.
It's basically just, as it sounds, a Q&A on Tuesday, and we hope to do one of these a month to make our channel a little bit more personal, and it'll help you guys get to know us.
So we asked you guys on Twitter to send us questions. We got a good amount of questions, but we're only going to answer 10 of them because if not, we would ramble for hours.
So let's jump right into it.
So the first question is, what or who is your style inspiration?
I wouldn't say I'm really a who, it's more of a what. And living in Arizona, I live in the desert, so I would say I draw a lot of my inspiration from my surroundings, the cacti, the sun, even just like the tumbleweed. I used to hate the desert and the landscape here, but growing up, being a little bit older, I've come to appreciate it more, and I'm feeling more of those Southwest vibes and incorporating those more into my style. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense.
I think mine is more of a who. My ride or die style icon, who has been my ride or die for the past few years, is of course Leandra Medine. I love everything that she does, but I also really like Margaret Zhang. I think she's a bit more elevated. I don't know if any of you guys read Shine by 3, but I love both of them. I think Leandra is a bit more eclectic, and I think I have become a bit more eclectic. So, yeah.
Our next question is, do you guys speak fluent Spanish at all?
We don't, and it's very embarrassing because most oftentimes people that approach me that think that I speak Spanish then realize that I don't, and I feel embarrassed that I can't speak Spanish as well as I should.
I feel like if we were put in a situation where we would have to speak Spanish, we would be able to. It might be a little bit butchered, and I feel like my biggest issue is like the different tenses, like past tense, post tense, pretense. I'm not really sure which one to use, so I have to think about it before, but we can, you know, get around and speak it if we need to.
We are, I guess, 100% fluent in understanding everything.
For sure.
Somebody can speak to me in Spanish and I would understand everything that they say. I could watch Spanish TV and understand all of it. But we don't really speak Spanish.
Unfortunately.
So the next question is, favorite secret spot in the East Valley? So for those of you that don't know, we do live in Arizona. We get a lot of questions on if we live in California. No, we are natives, I guess, kind of Arizona. We live in Scottsdale, so I'm not technically sure if that's considered the East Valley. Growing up in Scottsdale, I always thought it was the East Valley, but then somebody told me that the East Valley was Mesa, since the valley goes farther east. That's actually east that way. But then people that live in Phoenix tell me that Scottsdale is the East Valley. So I'm not really sure if we technically live in the East Valley. If you live in the Valley of the Sun, let me know if this is considered the East Valley. But I guess a secret spot, I think a really good secret, I don't think it's really a secret, a really good spot though in Scottsdale is a restaurant called AZ88. And they have the best dipping fries. They're basically waffle fries, but a million times better than Chick-fil-A's. And they are open super late. I think their last call is like at 1 o'clock in the morning.
For food.
Yeah, for food. So we could go there at 1 o'clock and grab something to eat. They have the best grilled cheese. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Grilled cheese.
If you're ever in Scottsdale, you have to eat at AZ88.
I was going to say AZ88 just because a lot of the spots that we hang out aren't really secret spots. Like, a lot of people in Arizona know about them. So I would have to go with AZ88 as well. So our next question is, what is your favorite part of each other's style?
I think my favorite part of Punk's style is that she's more open to trying new things. I get very comfortable wearing the same thing. I think you guys probably have noticed that. I like a lot of the same stuff. A lot of stuff that I wear is very old and it's been in my closet for a while, and you have added a lot of new stuff, but you didn't used to be like that.
No, I didn't. Just recently I started just wearing things that I really liked. Let's see, what I like most about Smel's style. I think her style is just like so classy and pretty and feminine, and you know, when we're going out and we're like, oh, we're just gonna go to dinner, you know, and we just go and change, she'll come out of her room and I'm like, dang, like she literally can just throw on whatever and she looks classy and pulled together. Like, that's just one thing that I'm like, I love about my sister, is that she always looks classy. Classy, never trashy.
Oh, thank you. This is a very good question. What's your favorite show or concert you've been to?
I have two, but I'll go with my favorite, and that was seeing Chromeo at the Pot of Gold Music Fest. I had seen... Oh, too much. Great minds think alike. But we had seen them once before, and the experience for me wasn't as good as I had hoped, just because mentally I wasn't in a great spot. But then we saw them this past year, and they blew my mind. If you guys have never heard of Chromeo, or if you have yet to see them live and they're just like at a festival that you're at, make time to see them. Definitely. I feel like they're better live than they are on like their albums.
Yes, it's a million times better live. And actually at Pot of Gold, one of our friends was like, let me put you on my shoulders, and I was really apprehensive, but I did it. It was a bit wobbly, but I got to actually touch Day One's hands, and I could see the whole stage. It was amazing.
We were like front row, too.
Yeah, we were like right in the front.
Pushed our way to the front. I was like, I love you, Keith!
Oh my gosh.
He's one of my actual fashion inspirations that I forgot to mention, honestly.
Definitely.
So this is a fairly simple question, and it's, what's your zodiac sign?
We are both Scorpios, obviously. For those of you that don't know, too, we are twins. Because we get a lot of questions pertaining how we are related or how we know each other.
If we're dating.
We are twin sisters, and for those of you wondering, I am the older one by 2 minutes. So our next question has a few parts, and it is, what are your long-term plans, career, location-wise, AZ till death?
I try to be as realistic as possible, and I know that YouTube isn't going to be my long-term career. At this point, it's, you know, nice, I enjoy it, but I've come to kind of realize that I enjoy working behind the camera more so than being in front of the camera, so that's definitely something I want to explore. Also, I'm really into fashion, so maybe if I could merge working behind the camera and fashion somehow and bringing that to more people, I would enjoy doing that. Maybe, if that makes sense.
I think the word career kind of scares us, and we talked about this the other day, because when you say career, you think it's something that you have to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Ultimately, yes, I think that YouTube won't be something I'm going to be doing, you know, into my 40s, 50s.
No, yeah.
But I love doing it. I also like working behind the scenes more than I like being in front of the camera. Only recently have I really been proud of a lot of the content that we've created. I go back and watch some of our videos because I love them so much. And I'm really proud of what we've been able to do. My dream career, though, would be if I could be like Anthony Bourdain for millennials. I know that I love being able to feature us on our channel. Obviously, that's what it is. That's what we do. But I would love to feature other people and explore other parts of fashion. You know, other people that are working in fashion or just doing things in the creative field and bringing that to an audience. That would be something that I would love to do.
So I guess the next part of the question is location-wise, what's the end game for that? And we've spoken to many people, and they're like, ultimately, you guys need to go to LA. If it's not for your YouTube channel, it's for fashion and for making new connections. And so we may end up there. We're kind of looking into moving, but it's just the cost of living is so expensive and completely different. Like, we have friends out there. I know we would be able to adjust to it. So that for short-term goal is our end game, but I think we will probably die in Arizona.
I'll probably die here in the desert.
I see myself moving back here later on in the future. Next question is, do you guys ever get annoyed of one another? Hashtag smell and punk for life.
I don't think we get annoyed with each other as much as we used to. I know that there are things that Stephanie does that do annoy me, but they're so little that I really don't care about them anymore. If it's something that's serious, I know that we've gotten to a point in our relationship as sisters where we can openly talk to each other and tell each other what's bothering us, which is good, because before we just kind of let things bottle up and we'd get into huge fights. But now I think we're more open, so I really don't get annoyed by anything that you do, honestly.
I don't either. I feel like I've gone through, you know, a lot of like group therapy and counseling that I've learned to not let the little things in life bother me, because if you just let those tiny little things that, not even just Melissa, just in general that people do, you as a person are going to let that affect you, and I'm not about that life. So as much as, you know, little things can annoy me, I try the best not to let them annoy me, and I think overall I'm happier now. And also, Melissa's like one of the last people in our, like, we're all we have, basically. So I'm not going to let one thing blow up out of proportion and ruin my relationship with my sister, because she's all I have.
On a lighter note, this next question is, what's your go-to coffee order? I can't believe I'm going to say this, because I used to be somebody that was so against Starbucks.
Anti-Starbucks.
I was so anti-Starbucks, and then I started drinking Starbucks, and now it is my favorite place to get iced coffee. I get a grande iced coffee sweetened with soy milk, and some people are like, why do you just get the grande? But honestly, 8 ounces is enough for me. If I got a venti, I wouldn't drink it all, and I'm not about to waste my money, so.
True, yeah. My go-to is a venti iced coffee sweetened with cream. Although I do like the soy milk, it's a bit lighter. The cream, I feel, makes my drink a little bit too thick, but I just like the taste of cream, so.
So our last and final question is favorite high-end brands.
I think we're currently both on a Saint Laurent kick.
Yes, I think so too. For the last few seasons.
Yeah.
And Spring Summer 2016, Surf Sound Summer, I think that's the name of it, is basically just giving me the biggest thrift vibes ever. If you haven't seen it, go look at it, and then you can recreate most of the looks with things that you can find at the thrift store. So that's why I'm loving that collection.
I was looking through the runway photos, I'm like, I have something similar to that in my closet, and I'm bringing it out for this season. So I would say Saint Laurent. I don't know, I'm not really...
I think Dior recently, after Raf Simons took over, has been killing it. I have to say that. Everything is so sublime.
I don't know, I'm not huge into following major designer runway shows, and I know a lot of my friends are, so sometimes I feel like I need to stay up to date to them, and also, you know, just caring about fashion. Somebody's like, oh, this skirt is, you know, dupe of like this, you know, high end, so I feel like I need to, but I'm not super into it. I've never been one of those people like you. You're always just like looking through, you know, the blogs and the runways and the trend reports, and I'm just kind of like,
One of my all-time, like, newest favorites is Rosie Asulin, only also because I was introduced to that brand because of Leandra Medine. Amazing, amazing stuff. So that concludes our very first Q&A Tuesday. We hope to do one of these again next month, and we'll probably answer 10 questions.
So if you would like to send in any questions, you can do so in the comments down below, or send them to us on Twitter. We don't have a hashtag because hashtag the fashion citizen is super long. So just send it and be like, hey, this is for the video, and then you might see your question in the next video.
We hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did like this video, give us a thumbs up.
Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We upload 3 times a week. It's pretty crazy because we're like on top of our bleep. We are on our A game recently.
We will see you guys next time. Bye!